I'm watching the Republican national debate because one of us has to do it. And the first thing that I want to say is that like the opening sequence is giving like Gladiator vibes. I think that is what they're going for. Now they're debating the lyrics to a country music song. And I just want to say we're almost 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes in. It's 10 minutes in and no one has addressed the elephant who's not in the room. All right, Nikki Haley did it. She's talking about how much money Donald Trump spent. And Mike Pence is like, that's not real money. We spent it on the military, so it doesn't count. Okay, they're doing climate change. And the moderators were like, everybody who believes that climate change is like, people are contributing to it, like raise your hands. And before they could, Ron DeSantis was like, no, let's have this debate. In Florida, there are hurricanes. And then people started cutting him off. And then Vivek Ramaswamy came in and he was like, well, I'm the only person here who really, really believes in fracking in his soul. And then Chris Christie, in my actual favorite burn thus far of the evening, was like, you sound like ChatGPT. And then Nikki Haley was like, well, look, and tried to sort of associate herself with Margaret Thatcher, which of course she's doing that. It didn't occur to me before, but of course they just did abortion. And the moderators were like, what are you guys gonna do about the fact that your entire party's views on this issue are unpopular? Like they're not even popular with the majority of your voters. And then pretty much all of them went on to be like, I don't care about that. What's important is that we continue to be able to use people's bodies as incubators. Like that's what matters to me. Fuck my voters. They're talking about guns and Chris Christie is like, the real issue here is not guns in general. Guns are fine unless Hunter Biden has one. Okay, the moderators just asked Ron DeSantis, who is really not the main character of this event in the way that I thought that he might be, if he could actually start answering the questions that they ask him instead of just pontificating. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. The moderators asked about the pledge that they all have to sign to show up for the debates. That's like, I promise to support whoever becomes the Republican Party's nominee. And then they were like, so if when Donald Trump becomes the party's nominee and then he gets convicted of crimes, if he gets convicted of crimes, are you still going to support him? Like, how do you feel about that? Raise your hand if you would still vote for him. And all of them were like, yep, I would still vote for him. Chris Christie was like, yeah, I mean, sort of like a half raise of my hand. Vivek Ramaswamy, like absolutely auditioning for vice president, was like, Donald Trump is like my favorite human being to walk the earth. He's undoubtedly the best president of all time. I think that like one day this guy is going to have an extremely toxic talk show, but like right now he thinks he's auditioning for vice president. And then Chris Christie was like, guys, we do have to run against the front runner. Why is no one else trying to run against the front runner? I know I haven't said anything about Doug Bergman yet, but honestly, it's because I don't think there's really anything to say about him. They just asked Tim Scott if he could like fix the decline of faith in America. And he was like, yeah, I don't really believe in the separation of church and state. But more importantly, what I think we should do is break the backs of the teachers' unions. They just asked Chris Christie if he would like tell us the government secrets about UFOs if we elect him president. And he was like, UFOs can be scary, but you know what's scarier? Teachers unions. Okay, and their closing statements, Asa Hutchinson, who I kind of think looks like Voldemort, was the only one to really directly discuss the Trump of it all. And like hardly, like he was just like, I don't think we need 4 more years of Donald Trump. There are a few more people like skated around it. They were like, who can win in the general, wink, wink. And I'm not like an official political analyst or anything, but I think that was devastating for Ron DeSantis.